The Yankees, they have sole custody of the second wild card spot now that they won today. Do you think they can hold on?
Well, I like Toronto. I think Toronto's got a lot of good young talent. I think they got more young talent than the Yankees do, and I think they play better consistently. So that's going to be interesting.
They don't have a lot of depth. Toronto don't have a lot of depth. When you're extending your roster, they don't have a lot of depth. The Yankees do. The Yankees have more depth when you're extending your roster than the Toronto Blue Jays. They might have a bunch of young, good, talented players, but their depth, what they're bringing, how many people you can add to your bench in the last 25 games, 30 games, Speedy? What is it?
It's all your 40-man roster. It's anyone on your 40-man roster.
You can only add 5.
Right. Okay, so you have 5. The Yankees have more depth in that situation than the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays have 3 really talented. Vladimir Guerrero, which I've been saying since the beginning of the season, he was going to win the MVP, and I guarantee he's going to win. So it's not fair. Everybody took shots at me on my take.
That have over 20 home runs.
Everybody was attacking my take in the beginning of the season, in the second half of the season, that Vladimir Guerrero, I think, is the sole custody MVP, and I think he's gonna have a chance to win the Triple Crown. Everybody thought I was nuts. I was getting attacked on YouTube by tons and tons of people. And what are they saying now? I wrote to that whole message board with over 4,000 or 5,000 people that watched that take and attacked me. I don't see anybody speaking anymore when I said Vladimir. What are you guys going to say about Vladimir Guerrero now?
No, listen, he's played great, but Ohtani has also got an ERA under 3 now too.
That's fine, and Ohtani is hurt. And Ohtani's probably not going to pitch for the rest of the season.
He's going to miss the last week of the season.
Yeah, he's not going to. And that's huge because Vladimir Guerrero he's going to win out with a home runs, which Ohtani was leading the whole season. He's going to have the RBI, and he's not going to get the runs batted. Not the runs batted. The batting average or something like that. He's a borderline.
I think Michael Brantley or something.
Honestly,
which by the way, think about that because he was leading the batting average at the All-Star break by like 30 points or something.
It's fine. He's still batting 315, 316. That's not bad. And by the way, for anybody that took shots at me like I was crazy, that Ohtani wasn't going to, that I thought there's no way Ohtani.
Crazy.
No, good. I'm crazy. Watch Vladimir Guerrero win it. And I'm going to stick it in everybody's face because they don't.
He could. No, he could.
He's winning.
I didn't think it.
He's winning.
I didn't think it was possible. It's certainly possible. Yeah.
Errol, you said the Yankees have more depth than the Blue Jays.
Yes, I do. Yes, I think they do.
I disagree because I think the Blue Jays. You look at their lineup: Simeon, Bochette, Gurriel.
You're right, Gurriel.
Springer, all these guys.
Those are guys that have been in their lineup. I'm talking about the players that they called up to extend their rosters.
Who do the Yankees have?
You know what's sick about this whole thing though too is you guys are talking about all the Blue Jays and Yankees depth or whatever. How about throwing the Red Sox into this? Because right now the Red Sox are
the Red Sox are in though.
No, they're not.
They're not in yet. They haven't clinched the playoff.
No, they haven't.
I'm saying right now they're in.
They're only a game in front of
the Yankees.
They're only a game in front of the
Yankees.
Yankees. They're only a game in front of the Yankees.
They're barely in front. Yeah.
Right, but the Yankees also play a much tougher schedule. The Red Sox got some.
Yes, and they have to play the Red Sox again. Think they play the Red Sox 3 more games
next?
Yeah, so that's going to make a break. That's going to make a break.
Problem for the Yankees.
Why is it a problem?
Because they can't beat the Red Sox.
Really? In the second half, the Yankees have a winning record.
That's great.
Against the Red
in the
Sox.
first half, what happened?
Okay, and we're in the second half now. So what does that mean? What does that mean? And by the way, Luis Severino is now in the bullpen. That's a huge acquisition to put somebody like that in the bullpen.
A guy that hasn't pitched in 2 years?
That's fine. You're adding a pitcher.
With the Red Sox bullpen, the Yankees are certainly not on this.
I didn't say that they're not. But adding Severino, who's been a 3-time All-Star, and he's been a Cy Young candidate, he might have not pitched for 3 years or 2 years. You can say whatever you want. He's still 26 years old. He's got electric stuff, and he's still a good pitcher.
How do you know?
Okay. Well,
you've seen him once in 2 years.
I can't wait until he gets on the mound and he starts striking. I don't want to hear you after this. I don't want to hear about Luis Severino. I don't want to hear because
you don't know.
I do.
You're
I
guessing.
know what he is. I'm not guessing anything.
You are too guessing.
I know what he was before he got hurt.
He's had multiple shoulder problems. Oh, that's great.
First of all, he was
a Cy Young winner.
One shoulder problem, and he has elbow problems. He had shoulder surgery, and then he had elbow surgery.
All right, Einstein. Why does someone's shoulder normally go out?
What do you mean? Why did he just shoulder?
Normally, the elbow goes, and then the shoulder goes. At 26 years old,
really,
his whole pitching arm has had to be remade. Okay? That's first.
Do you want me to name
And
a bunch
second
of guys that did that and that were good pitchers? Adam Wainwright, one of them. He was a guy. Wainwright, yes, he had elbow, shoulder problems, came back in the league, was a dominant pitcher. Do you want me to name more?
His fastball?
His best pitch isn't his fastball. It's his changeup and his curveball.
What sets up a freaking full-speed pitch?
His changeup and his curveball.
He had the fastest average fastball before you last saw him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do that. You don't know what he's going to do now.
How do you know if he's not going to do that? How do you know he's not going to throw 98,
I
99?
I hope so. Chapman throws real hard, too. You know what happens? The ball travels real far.
Chapman doesn't have any movement on his ball.
That's not true either.
No,
he has nothing but movement.
Really? This year?
I just watched him pitch.
Yeah.
It moved all over the strike zone.
You watch one game. Significantly.
Errol,
dude, you are just
you
like...
need to stop.
You're
looking at Yankee pinstripes and you're giving them a pass.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You're not looking at this objectively at all. You're relying on a guy that hasn't pitched in 2 years.
I miss you guys. I miss you guys.
I think you're out of your damn mind.
Can I just break in here real quick? I need to run, and I just wanted to thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
So,
thank you, Jeff.
Mark, good to see you. I wish you nothing but health and wealth and happiness and horrible fucking luck with the Crimson Tide. I hope they fucking die like dogs.
I'll see you tomorrow.
You know?
Jeff, come on tomorrow. We really appreciate you joining us.
Speedy, put some respect on the Patriots' name, goddammit.
All right, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Cheers, boys.
Jeff from Tampa, I think he gave us some good takes. Added some good things when it came to football. Again, I think Luis, and I can't wait until Luis Severino comes back this week. So
he pitched already.
That's right. He comes back. He came back this week. Okay. Did he pitch bad?
You saw him throw maybe 12 pitches.
Okay. And did he throw 98?
I have no idea.
Okay. So go ahead.
You tell me.
Go ahead, Mark.
What do you think of the Giants and the Dodgers out there?
I think the Giants are shockingly good. I didn't think they were going to be as good. But again, the Giants have good pitching, and over the last couple of years, they find these pitchers, and their bullpen is the best in baseball. When your pitching staff is in the top 5 and your bullpen is in the top 5, you're going to win a lot. And the Dodgers...
Really's got good pitching as Milwaukee. They have nasty.
Great
nasty
pitching.
Mm-hmm. I love Milwaukee this year.
Really nasty.
But their lineup in the middle of their lineup, they get into these spurts where they can't hit.
Yeah, but I think a lot of teams do in the postseason because you're going to face really good pitching. Look, with Peralta, Woodruff, and Burris, those guys are really tough to hit, all three of them.
Even Hauser as a 4 is good, too.
Yeah, and they got Hader in the bullpen. I mean, they're...
Devin Williams,
I like them to come out of the National League.
I did so.
I think, look, the Braves, too, they made some really good moves at the deadline. Look at how Saleh is doing. Look at how Duvall is doing. Look at how Rosario. Those are 3 really good moves they made that the Mets didn't make because the Braves are a winning organization and the Mets aren't. But that's why the Braves win. That's why they're going to win the 3rd straight division.
And
they make good trades. All 3 of those guys have played key roles in them winning.
Duvall was a spark for the Braves, though. I don't know if he would have done that with the Mets, though. He was great with the Braves.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying they should have gotten them, but they didn't get the guys they needed to get.
Sure.
The Braves have lineup depth, like you said a while back. The Braves were able to replace guys. So you look at the 3 of them, 32 homers, 75 RBIs since they were acquired at the trade deadline. That's Acuna.
By the way, Severino pitched 2 innings. 2 strikeouts out of 6 batters, gave up 1 single, and did throw 98. He did top out at 98, and he was dominant. So, 19 strikes out of 30 pitches. 19 strikes. Doesn't matter. It's a major league team. Again, you're going to take shots. Because it's against the Rangers. Severino, if Severino is
they might be the worst offensive team in the league.
If Severino is a healthy pitcher and you put him in the bullpen, it is a significant addition. Significant. And I don't care what you say. That could be a huge addition to the Yankees in their bullpen in the playoffs. A Luis Severino.
You got to get there first.
They're going to make it. They're absolutely 15 games, and yes, their schedule is hard. They got to play Boston, Tampa at the end of the season.
And
Tampa's not going to start.
98?
What are you talking about?
Where do you see that?
I went on to ESPN.
I'm looking at it right now.
7-1.
He's topping out at 95.
98. He threw 98. Read it over here. 98. 30 pitches for 19 strikes. He had 2 strikeouts and gave up 1 single, which is a double play in the 9th inning. Got the Yankees out, and they won the game.
What I'm reading says nothing about 98.
Well, good for you.
Snug says, sounds like we need a Yankees homer intervention for Mr. Marks, and whoever gets stuck with the...
Homer?
That's what Snug says.
It's not, I don't care what Snug says. Snug's an idiot. Snug's got his stick up his ass. Why don't he eat another cupcake or something?
And
he has no idea what he's talking about.
This is an interesting take, a bold take. Whoever gets stuck with the Cardinals in the wild card game is a very serious issue. Cardinals are getting hot at the right time.
By the way, Snug, you could say I look like I sound like Eeyore or whatever. You look like Eeyore, so don't give me your bullshit, okay? So take your smart ass takes and shove it up your ass.
For the Cardinals, if Flaherty can come back,
I'm sorry. I had bad voice on air. I sounded
really cracking.
Every other word, my voice is cracking.
What was your voice cracking? Yeah, my voice is cracking right now. It's been cracking for the last couple of weeks, but I have like my voice box. Over the last year and a half, I went to see a voice doctor, and he said my voice box gets scratched a lot. So, I try to do a couple things to kind of keep my voice intact, but I know what it feels like to have a voice that's cracking and stuff like that. So
you don't have any like stuff on your vocal cords.
No. But it was scratched. It was scratched about a year and a half ago, and I've had problems with it for the past year and a half. So I did some stuff. He gave me some antibiotics to kind of help it out, but it gets into these situations where it does crack significantly. But go ahead.
I tell you, I miss you guys. I miss being home. Like it's just not the same down here. Like
it's probably a ghost town.
I'll always be an outsider down here. I'll always be an outsider because I'm not Southern. But I like it down here. But I'm saying it's not home.
Yeah, I miss you. When you came up here, we didn't really get a chance to see you. You were
here
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. But I'm going to come up probably around Christmas. I want to come up around Christmas.
You can come and stay with me whenever you want, man.
For a week. Yeah, I like that. It'd be nice to go back and spend more than like a couple of days.
You can come and stay with me. I have a good what do they call that? A mattress? What do they call blow-up mattress? I have a really good air mattress. It's a queen size, so it's actually really, really good. So you can actually stay here whenever you want to come up.
Hey, I got a couple of NFL questions for you.
Go ahead.
What surprised you the most from week 1 to week 2 as far as team play?
Kyler Murray, who I chose in the beginning of the season to be my MVP. If the kid could stay healthy, I think he's been sensational. The first 2 games of the season, he had 350 yards week 1, and he had 400 yards the second game. I think Kyler Murray has been sensational. I think right now, if you were to ask me who the MVP is, that would be my thought. What about you, Speedy? One take.
I would say surprising unit. I would say I'll give it a tie between the Bengals and Raiders defenses. Both of them have been very, very impressive.
Bengals have not, but the second game they didn't look good.
Defensively, they did. Offensively was where they had the woes. But their run defense, especially, which has been bad for years, they just shut down Dalvin Cook in week 1 and David Montgomery week 2. That's pretty impressive. So I would give them a lot of credit. And the Raiders, we said it all year, their defense was awful. They've looked really good, too, especially up front.
How about you, Tyler? What was something that stuck out to you in the first 2 weeks?
I think Derek Carr is finally recognized now nationally as a good quarterback, or in this right now, elite quarterback. So I'm happy for Derek Carr.
Yeah, Ravens look good. And I tell you, the Ravens coming back and beating the Chiefs, that was big. I think that was rare to see that, and the Titans coming back against Seattle. In Seattle, that never happens.
I was impressed. Now, I'm not impressed with the Rams because I expected them to be good. They're all around. They're very well defensively built. They have arguably two of the best defensive players at their position in the league. And offensively, yeah, Matthew Stafford, you're gonna be prolific. And by the way, Jared Goff, he went to the Lions. He's looked good in his first 2 weeks. So nobody can take shots at Jared Goff that he can't be a quarterback in this league.
With the Lions,
yes,
the Lions are like the Jets.
No, I wouldn't say that. First of all, Jared Goff. I think a lot of people disrespect Jared Goff. Remember, he was a number 1 pick in the draft. I'm not a big Jared Goff fan.
Yeah, I was going to say, you 3 years ago did.
I am not a Jared Goff fan. But you can't take away how well he's played in the first 2 games. And if he continues doing that, honestly, you can't really blame him for the woes for the Rams. Remember, they went to the Super Bowl with him. Right. They didn't win, but they went to the Super Bowl with him. So if you could get to the Super Bowl with that kind of quarterback, he's a winning quarterback.
All you need to know about Jared Goff, about Jared Goff is the fact that Matthew Stafford has the most passing yards in NFL history without winning a playoff game. Mm-hmm. So that's what you get when you go to the Lions. You get a lot of passing yards, you never win. And I think the Jets are becoming that, if not that already.